Streaming is not a strategy for long-term success. It is a strategy for tears, and ultimately, it's not where we want to be. What you want to do is you want to take whatever number of people are listening to your stuff and you want to move them to a place that you control. Hey, this is Michael Whalen, and you are looking at the Artist Expansion Podcast. This is episode number 26. First of all, thank you so much to everybody who reached out about episode 25. We were talking about something that I called the wall. Artists staring at the wall, and how are we going to deal with the wall, and what's going on with the wall, and then by the end, spoiler alert, there is no wall. It's all about how you see things. But thank you so much for all the kind notes about it, and I hope it made a difference. Today, we're going to talk about something that I really hope is going to make a difference. For some of you, your heads might explode. For some of you, you might have already gotten this. In this environment that we're in with the music business the way it is, I think the more people who can tell you the real deal, the truth, I'm not looking for anything from you. I'm not picking your pockets. I'm really just trying to put the best information I can out there so people can do great. They can be empowered. They can make really good decisions about their career. So, streaming is not the end goal here. It's not the destination. It's not the place where you want to ultimately end up and go, look at all the streams I have. And you want to look at it in terms of two ways, okay? The first way is their people, and your people. So, any people, any fans, listeners, super fans that are on a platform that you do not control are their people. Anything on a platform you do control, like your email list, which is so great. And I know that I have talked about emails before. They're old-fashioned. I've been doing them since the 90s. They're fantastic. I highly recommend it. Your own website. And I have a whole thing about websites. I mean, websites at this point are basically just pointing people to places you want them to go so you can monetize. It's not really a thing, but we can talk about that in another podcast. Things like your Patreon, things like a community that you control 100%, where you can monetize it. So you're going to say, well, wait a second. I thought I was monetizing with my streams. I know. Here's the thing. With all the little microtransactions that you're getting with Spotify, you're not making really any money. And, you know, all the older people in the audience are like, that's what I've been saying, I know. And I know you like, I want to sell something, I want cash in hand, and then I'm done with this transaction. Guys, that's not the way it is anymore. It's not the way it is. Your streams, the people who listen to your streams, which is really where you should be looking in this conversation. The people who are listening to your streams are really the focus here. Because the number of streams, but it's the people. So, like I said, I am under protest talking about Spotify. Okay. So there's sort of two pieces of your Spotify page. One is, here you are, and your monthly average listeners, and blah, 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 blah. So I've had hundreds of thousands of monthly average listeners. Right now I have about 22,000. Who cares? The more important number is how many people follow me. And I have about 10,000. Those 10,000 people are people who already like my music. They want to be updated on stuff I'm doing. That's great. Because these people, we're going to be talking about people today. These people are people that I can take off of Spotify and pull into my platform. So whether it's getting their email address, whether it's getting them to go to my Patreon page, whether it's to go to my website and go on a chat forum there you go. And you're going to say, but I don't understand. You've got all these famous artists who are making all this money. Yeah. But a really good example would be somebody like Taylor Swift. She makes a lot of money from her streams. Absolutely, positively. However, the real business is taking those people off of Spotify, off of Apple Music, off of Amazon, off of Tidal, off of Pandora, off of all these places, and putting them into a container, a platform where you can sell stuff to them. Concert tickets, t-shirts, other offers, other things you may be doing. That's where you're going to monetize them. Now, you will probably, out of 1,000 people who follow you on Spotify, maybe 10 or 20 will come over. But those 10 or 20, they are on their way to being fans and possibly even super fans. We want these people. You want these people to be part of your ecosystem. So, let's go back. Let's take a step back for a second. First of all, we're going to stop this whole insanity about counting streams. You want to be counting people. You want to be thinking about who are the people behind the streams that you're getting on any platform. Number one. Number two, how do you get these people to move from these platforms onto a platform that you control? We'll talk about that in a second. And number three, you want to be thinking of things in terms of your ecosystem. Now, places like Facebook and Instagram and even YouTube and whatever, they talk about their ecosystems. Like we're wandering into their enormous building and we have no control of what's going on, which is sort of true. But I also want you to be thinking about it in terms of you are renting space on their platform. You're borrowing space. You are squatting in their space. Whatever works for you in terms of a metaphor that's going to work, okay? So there you are, squatting away on Spotify, and you've got, I don't know, 100 people following you, 1,000 people, 10,000 people following you. You want to be communicating with these people. Now, if you have not already, you should be signed up for the artist dashboard at Spotify. In fact, most of the major music platforms have artist dashboards that you should be signed up for. And places like Pandora, you can put messages out to your people, audio messages. You can make posts. Hey, how are you? Here's my new record. I hope you're enjoying it. Blah, 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 blah. On Spotify, they actually have a few cool tools. And I think Spotify is trying being the operative word here, trying to give artists a little bit of value in terms of the do-it-yourself promotion thing. Your job is to engage people such that they move from one platform to another. So in this environment, and we talked about this a little bit when I talked about social media, and yes, I will talk about social media more. There are three spaces in social media. So there's engagement, there's likes, which are useless, which is why I just forgot about it. There are likes, There's engagement, which is maybe I'll share it with a friend. Hey, maybe I'll even make a comment. I'm engaging with an artist's content. And then there's conversion. Now, people have conversion like it has something to do with purchasing, because people have purchasing on the brain. Please stop that. It's not about purchasing. Conversion is making a request to do something, to take an action, and having that person take the action. Now, it may be purchase a t-shirt, it may be buy a concert ticket, but it also might be sign up for this group, follow this thing, sign up for this contest. So conversion is about action. So you really want to be thinking about, how do I move these people from Spotify or any other music platform and move them to a platform that I control, whether it's your website or your email list or whatever it is. So in a very, very real way, this is conversion on a basic level. This is conversion on an absolutely basic level, because they got to take action. And as we know, most people are incredibly lazy. They don't want to be inconvenienced. They don't want to be in a situation where they're walking into something that could be a scam. That's a big one. People are very wary of being scammed, being taken advantage of. So you've got to create something that is both engaging, feels safe because they have some sense of who you are. Do they have a sense of who you are? Oh, you've never talked to your people before, so they have no idea who you are. You could be anybody. Do you hear where I'm going with this? You want to be consistently talking to your people so they have some idea who you are. Why should I be doing this? Where am I going? It's like having a relationship with oh my God, it's like having a relationship with somebody. Hey, you're having a relationship. That's the most amazing thing I've ever heard of. That's sarcasm, in case anyone's wondering. Guys, your job, make great music. Your job, get people to listen to your stuff. Then peel those people away from the platforms where they hear your music and convert them into the things you want them to do. There you go. Okay, well, good night. Bye-bye. Good night, New York. Okay, see ya. Bye-bye. Oh, I can hear people. I can hear the breaking glass on the other side of the camera right now. Yeah. Guys, this is not easy. I get it. I said it last time. I'll say it now. It's not easy. It's not. And the idea that you are going to have your entire career rest on a platform which is really being run by people who don't care about you and your music and your career, that's insanity. So people like Taylor Swift are rewarded by the music platforms for bringing eyeballs to their platform. That's all they care about. Is your music bringing people to their platform? That's it. That's all they want. They don't care about your music. They don't care about what you say. They don't care about who you are. They don't care about what funny costumes you wear. They don't care. So, you want to be a little bit aggressive about this. You want to have, like, instead of sort of a lovey-dovey kind of relationship with streamers the way I see some people have, which I think is just weird, you want to be a little bit at arm's length with Spotify and Apple and all these guys. And you want to be somebody who is willing to go the extra mile for your people. What they've done is they've served up a cross-section of people from across the world who might want to be your fans. That's a great way to be thinking about it. And what is the difference between them being your fans and not being your fans? your ability to engage with them in a way which has them say, oh, okay, cool. You know what? I'll go to the website. Oh, I'll sign up for that emailing list. Okay. Conversion. Streaming is not a strategy for long-term success. It is a strategy for tears. And ultimately, it's not where we want to be. What you want to do is you want to take whatever number of people are listening to your stuff and you want to move them to a place that you control. You control the narrative, you control the environment, you can control what they see, what they don't see, what offers you make to them. It's hard though. I mean, I think one of the things that we've learned from things like TikTok is you can be on TikTok and you can have millions of followers, and conversion does not exist. It's a cultural thing. And because I think the culture of TikTok is such where large groups of people look at videos, many of them very, very silly, and they go passively from one video to another. And the only people who really have anything like conversion are actors, because a casting person will go, oh my God, you've got 1 million followers on TikTok. So all of a sudden that becomes a point in their favor if they want to get cast into something. Okay. You know, those extreme sports guys who do those crazy things. Okay, so now you can convert that into a sponsorship, or you can convert that into some branding thing. Okay, that's it. TikTok has tried multiple times, at least 5 times, to launch its own music page on its own real estate and failed. No conversion. So what we're talking about moving people from Spotify, from Apple Music, from Amazon, from Pandora, from Tidal, from all these different places is difficult, because people like the platforms they like because they like the user interface. They have all their stuff there. It's because they've always used it. I like Apple Music. Apple Music does not like me as an artist, but I like their interface, and I've been using them since practically day one, way back with, the first iPod and all that stuff. Yes, I'm old. All right, everybody calm down. Conversion is the key here. Engagement is the key. Trust is the key. So use the tools that you are being given for free on these platforms. Claim your artist page, begin to communicate with your people, and then when the time is right, start asking them, hey, I've got an email list. Would you like to sign up for it? Hey, I've got this offer over here on this other page. Would you like to go check it out? Hey, I've got this special chat room over here. Check it out. Hey, I've got a Patreon. Would you like to check it out? Hey, I'm playing a concert over here. Check it out. Hey, I'm doing a streaming thing and it has a tip jar. Would you like to tip me? Are you hearing that there's a lot of possibilities for things you could be asking your potential fans and superfans for? Yeah. Streaming is not a strategy. Let's say it together. Streaming is not a strategy. It's the beginning. It's the beginning. Now, I understand that I have lost a huge percentage of my audience by talking about this, because for a lot of people who embrace the streaming thing, they're like, okay, I've got 1 million streams and this is it. Sorry, bad news. Now you've got to figure out how to take these people and convert them so you can monetize the situation. Here's one more thing before we go. And I think we did talk about this for a second when we talked about social media. It's the 90-10 rule. which I think really applies here. So, and this goes back to sort of like the earliest days of social media, which was, 15 minutes ago, but 90% of what you post, the things you share, the engaging things that you do, the ways you build trust with your people are not offers or ways of converting them. It's talking about your creative process. It's talking about your latest project, behind the scenes. Isn't this interesting? Special song that I did at a sound check, whatever. And 10% is conversion. Because what happens is that people see this and they start hammering away. And every time you do this without any context or any kind of relationship, your results plummet. So you want to move into this with care and grace and with a little bit of compassion, not only for yourself, but for your people. Because if you were being assaulted by requests and offers constantly, I would unsubscribe immediately. So there's got to be some meat on that bone in terms of what are you talking about? Creatively, you're having an existential conversation, a spiritual conversation about your music, about where it comes from. Why are you creative? How are you different than a machine in the age of AI? Why not? And then only 10% of the time are you asking, hey, would you like to sign up for my email list? When people are too thirsty for this stuff, it's not a great look. It actually starts going the other way. So don't do that, okay? Streaming is not a strategy. It's not. It's not going to be part of your long-term success. What it's going to be is a jumping off point to converting your fans and potential superfans into other ways that you want to monetize, which frankly can be hugely awesome because you're creating the context, you're creating the narrative, you know what your profit margin is. I really hope this helps. Thanks so much for watching.